Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where the Cosmic Storms DLC has just recently released. And let's go through this little update notes here. Welcome to the Stellaris 3.13 Vela update. Cosmic storms are making planetfall across the galaxy. Should that be Vela? I don't know. Whatever. Our newest mechanical expansion, Cosmic Storms, is the second episode of Stellaris Season 8. I don't know what that nomenclature is supposed to mean. It smells very marketing to me, but whatever. And focuses primarily on making space weather a more impactful and strategically interesting system. From radiant storms that enhance station output to stardust storms that can mask your fleet presence, or even the dreaded Nexus storm. 8 new storms will change the galaxy as they spiral across the stars. You can seek the ultimate thrill in the Storm Chaser Origin, or explore 2 new precursors, 3 new civics, and the Galactic Weather Control Ascension perk. Hunker down and shelter beneath your planetary shields, or attract and ride the storms. Thank you for playing Stellaris. Okay, so planetary shields might be a useful thing now? Interesting. Well, we're just going to hop right on in. So let's see what we've got here. Are we going to do the Storm Chaser Origin? We might, actually. So we're going to create a new empire here. This is just going to be kind of random. I don't care really what it is. I guess we're playing as these guys. Sure. And we're going to go with something fairly random and generic here. We're going to go with, probably molluscoid names. That sounds good. And as far as our perks go, I'm not sure what perks we're going to be wanting. So we're going to come back to the traits here. I think being on something like a tropical world makes a decent amount of sense here. We've got tropical storms, because I kind of want to see about this Storm Chaser idea, right? So that looks pretty decent. We can go for any city we want here. We'll just go for an aquatic city. And as far as our origin goes, let's see what this actually is. So it's in here somewhere, possibly at the end. Although I think this is, Storm Chasers. Here we go. So that looks good. There's no challenge they will not face, no lead they'll fail to chase, and no storm they will ignore. At its core, this is a civilization seeking thrills, to its benefit and its detriment. So this gives us the Storm Rider leader trait. Okay. And we get planetary unity from jobs per storm building. Cosmic Storm appearance chance within borders, doubled. Cosmic Storm technology research option chance, plus 175%. We start with cosmic weather models, and we get the weather forecast map mode. Okay. So I guess this is all about, dealing with the storms within our borders. So that's kind of building tall, right? That's what that feels like to me. Not really looking to do too much expansion. Okay. Some expansion is going to be necessary probably, but that's definitely interesting. So we would go for, eager explorers, perhaps? This will be a technological and infrastructural disadvantage and with 10 fewer pops. Wow. Okay. That's wild. So they sped through several stages of development and reached the age of galactic exploration earlier than most. That makes sense, actually. So what would we be looking for here? Astrometeorology would make a lot of sense. I'm not sure what they actually output, but yeah, we could grab that. That's definitely thematic. No doubt about that. The eager explorers might be interesting here. There's also Genesis guides. What is this? Devoted to the creation of emerging species. No, that's not us. Hyperspace specialty. Okay. Hyperlane breach points. Interesting. What else do we have here? Pleasure seekers? I mean, we're kind of thrill seekers. We're not looking for decadence, we're looking for thrills. So storm devotion would probably be what we want. Yeah. We'll grab that. Astrometeorology and storm devotion. As far as our ethics go, we're going to need to be kind of materialistic because, there's a big meteorology focus here, right? So that sounds reasonably fine. Maybe we could go for, materialist, and then beyond that, we would go for something like... We're not exactly pacifist. Maybe egalitarian or fanatic egalitarian. It doesn't really matter there. We wouldn't go militarist. Spiritualist could actually be very interesting if we worship the storms, right? We've got this storm devotion already. So we could go for fanatic spiritualist materialist, or actually we can't be materialist. So we could go for fanatic spiritualist. Our meteorology is our spiritualism. That's interesting. And then we could go for like egalitarianism, or we could go for xenophile. I don't think that's all that good. Authoritarian is pretty good. Worker pop resource output and monthly influence. It's not terrible. Alternatively, we could go for egalitarian for that specialist resource pop output and the faction resource output. Now, factions, they generate influence, so we might actually get more influence out of egalitarian. So in that case, we could be like democratic. Honestly, we kind of don't care. We could actually be corporate. Oh, corporate wouldn't allow us to do this. I was thinking it'd be really interesting if we were like some sort of meteorology service and we're trying to like sell our forecasts to the rest of the universe. Unfortunately, we can't do that. So we'd have to go for either oligarchic or democratic on this setup. Okay, so that is noted, and with this information, we can maybe pick some better traits. So we're already storm touched. This trait is required. That gives us resources from jobs plus 10% and minus 10% amenity usage when in a cosmic storm. Okay. So we should probably say that we're natural physicists here because we use physics to predict the storms. That's part of meteorology, right? So that makes sense to me. And then beyond that, what else would we take here? We have 1 trait point left and 4 picks. So we would not be sedentary. That's for sure. I guess you could say that we could be deviant. We're kind of like, we don't really care all that much about governance. We're just after the thrill. So we could take that. Conservationist could be interesting. You can make an argument that we're like trying to preserve our environment to maintain the integrity of our models. That's definitely a thing that we could take. And beyond that, we still have 1 point and 2 picks left. So we could go for 1 more negative trait. Slow learners is actually kind of funny here, I think. And then we can take a 2-point trait. So we could go for like charismatic because we're like a race of meteorologists, right? Amenities from jobs is interesting. It's also interesting that charismatic doesn't actually give us like diplomacy bonuses. I thought it did. That might have been something that they used to do. So we are actually not going to be, if we go into our government and ethics here, origin, empire name here. We're going to go with, it's not actually giving us a name. Okay, what is our species name? Our species name is Babaki, with our adjective being Babakian. I don't know about that. Let's go for, I don't really like any of these names. I feel like we should have like a weatherman name here. This is you know, like, I don't know, something like Bob Hale, or, you know, I don't know. That's kind of not a great one, but that would definitely be an interesting thing to have. I don't think that name list exists, but it'd be funny. We could just call ourselves like the simply the hailstorm or hailstorms or something. This is a terrible idea. I don't know. What do we got here? Do we have any interesting ideas? The Grolferp. It doesn't really matter. Let's see. What can we come up with? We could just call ourselves like Nimbus, with the plural being nimbi, obviously, and the adjective being nimbulous, like that. I'm sure it'll be absolutely wonderful. So our advisor voice, it's giving us xenophile.
Are very friendly creatures,
which is fine. I don't mind xenophile advisor voice. That'll be okay. So this empire name would be the I guess maybe we should go with like Nimbulan for our adjective. This is really more of a, Nimbulus is more of a, I guess it would work, but we could go with Nimbulin. That'll be fine. So this would be the Nimbulin Meteorological Prediction Center. And they spell center like the British. Definitely. So that is absolutely wonderful. And the adjective is just going to be Nimbulin. Excellent. And what is our flag going to be? Is there one here that looks like it's kind of stormy? Like a cloud with lightning coming out of it or something? That would be interesting. So far, I'm not really seeing one of those, but there's probably something that we can at least argue would be that. This one kind of looks like a downpour. You could argue that that's a thing under the Necroid. This kind of looks like wind. What else do we have here? Now, these are very generic. Yeah, very generic there. I think we're going to go with this as being like a downpour. And then the colors should be like the... I would like this pattern to be a bit more like this. Because this is like the... This is like the depression in the clouds before a tornado. And we could have this be like a darkish gray. This would need to be the color up here. And then the primary color, we could have this be like a light blue. That's not really what I'm going for here. Yeah, a bit more like that. Maybe even a little lighter. Something kind of like that. The secondary color I'd like to make a little darker. Sure, that could work. Okay, so our ship appearance is going to be probably... We would be looking for, like, avian designs, because these are very, like, streamlined looking, and that'll be best for minimizing the impact of the buffeting winds in space where it's a vacuum, right? So that'll be fine. I don't really care about our leader at all. This is very irrelevant, and our leader traits, we could pick Principled, Spycraft, Mining Rush, Charisma, Logistic Understanding, or Eye for Talent. Those are the only real options. I'm going to take Mining Rush. Okay, so that looks good for now. So this is definitely going to be interesting. We're not really angling to take over a large amount of territory. We're more angling to build tall here. So that'll be absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and get this started. This is going to be a huge star. And are we going to do this in the starburst shape? There are new shapes here that I've not played on before. So elliptical, spoked, cartwheel, starburst, barred spiral, ring, spiral with various arms. Okay, let's try this barred spiral and see what that looks like. As far as the rest of this, I'm going to be leaving this on pretty much default here. So that looks good. We're not eligible for achievements, but we don't care. So we're going to hop straight on in. Excellent. So what do we got here? Well, this is going to be an interesting empire to play. This is definitely not going to be my normal fare. We'll see how this goes. But we're not really looking for too much expansion, which is going to be interesting. What's life without the rush? Burn fast and die radically. That's always been our way. But when every trail is blazed and even the tallest peak is scaled, what next? Our planet has always been a stormy one, prone to tempests and deluges of all kinds. If we find ways to use these unique conditions, we have a chance to summon a raging cosmic storm. Our legendary forebears have long since mastered the challenges of our homeworld. The time has come to blast off screaming into the void. It will not be easy, but as the old saying goes, only the bold can reach the horizon. Okay, cool. So this is, of course, where we are in the galaxy. I'm taking a look. Oh, that's interesting. That is a very interesting galactic shape. Okay. We're probably not going to be terribly isolated here. We're quite close to the center of the galaxy. So that is noted. We can see that this is a pretty good spot for us to start, though. We have at least all of this. So that is good. I want to immediately head down to Spica here, and we'll go and survey that. Our construction ship is going to immediately begin construction out at Glowing K out here. That looks good. And we've got this stormfall situation. Intense weather on Lurpenso, our capital, has revealed the exhilarating power of storms. If we master the control of planetary weather, we could harness that knowledge on a cosmic scale. Constructing storm attraction buildings will accelerate our progress towards the ultimate storm. Okay, so that is understood. Our approach can be chill, and we must finish the special project Tempest Brewing for any of these. Okay. Noted. Absolutely noted. So we're going to need to do a special project here, which we have not gotten yet. Okay, let's look at physics research. Administrative AI right off the bat. I like it. For society research, these are pretty mediocre. I guess we could immediately grab the naval cap. That's not terrible. And then here we've got ceremometal materials, standardized Corvette patterns, or geothermal fracking. We'll take the geothermal fracking to start with. These are extremely long to get those finished, so that is understood. Let's take a look at our Empire capital here. So we have an astrometeorology observatory to start with. That is giving us unity from jobs, and astrometeorologists are producing mostly physics research, as expected, but a little bit of all types of research. Job output is increased when an environmental effect is present in the system. Okay, so if we were to build a storm summoning theater, that'll give us Storm Dancer jobs, additional unity from jobs. They turn consumer goods into unity and amenities. Okay, so this basically replaces our unity production. So that's nice. We'll want one of these on every single world. Okay. So that is good to know. We'll just proceed forward here on fast speed. Naturally occurring storms on Lurpenso have showed us the awe-inspiring power of nature, both the thrilling intensity of the tempest and the renewal that follows its path of destruction. Recently, weather stations across the planet have detected an extraordinary phenomenon, a network of superstorms poised to sweep across the world. Our scientists call it righteous serendipity. These rare tempests create the perfect conditions to witness something truly radical. Grab the field gear. So that gives us that special project. Excellent. So we're going to immediately start researching this. That's going to be 34 months of physics research. Okay, that's painful, but that is absolutely understood. So we have two jobs available here. That is a clerk job and a miner job. Okay. Well, we've definitely got some work to do. There's no doubt about that. So we're currently at 17 plus 8 minerals and 199 plus 33 energy credits. This is not great
Construction
income.
complete.
That is definitely noted. We're going to need to work on that. What is this special project over here? Oh, that's the Tempest Brewing. Okay, sure, that's fine. So that's absolutely understood. Our construction ship is up here, and we can get another 3 energy credits and 2 engineering research from our capital system here. So we'll head over to Gleaming Shell. We're going to enter orbit there, but we don't have enough to actually get it yet. I'm going to actually buy in some minerals here in order to get this started a little faster and get ourselves jump-started slightly. That will pay for itself quite quickly. What did we actually pay for that? Like 100, I think, is what we paid for it, somewhere around there. So that'll pay for itself pretty early on in this game. That is not a concern. So that looks good. The civilian ship is, of course, going to finish this construction quite soon. And we're going to head over to Heavy Anchor next. I selected the wrong thing. There we go. We're going to head over here, and by the time we get here, we should have enough minerals. We have a tradition available, and I think that we absolutely have to take Discovery here, as usual. There's a lot of options, and we'll figure it out, but Discovery makes a lot of sense for us right off the bat for basically anything. But for this, we're a science-focused civilization, and we want to figure out if meteorological conditions are the same across other systems, right? So let's grab Discovery, and that sounds absolutely wonderful. So that gets our council agenda finished. Okay, that's fine. And we're just heading on over. We'll grab the engineering research here right now. Excellent. So that is underway, and we are surveying Spica at this moment. Now, out this direction, we know that we have this entire constellation, right? This is the choke point. So that's why we're going down this direction.
Situation log updated.
Ah, the Arassian Concordat. That is unfortunate. We did not get the new precursor. So the Arassians we've definitely seen a bunch of times before, and I'm not going to go through that for the sake of time. Sounds good. Unfortunate that that is not new, but here we are. Contact report remnants. Yes, that is absolutely expected. First contact protocols. Okay, so we are probably going to greet the Xeno with open arms. After all, we want to sell them meteorological predictions. It would be a shame if someone summoned storms onto their planet, right? That would be absolutely a shame. They have to be warned about such things.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we just finished up in our capital, and our capital is actually named Slurpactin. We may want to rename that from Slurpactin to something like Radar Central. Perfect. There we go. Amazing. I'm also going to rename our capital to Radar Station Alpha. Perfect. That'll be fine. We're just going hard on this meteorological thing. I like it. So we're going to be done surveying in Spica fairly soon, and then we're going to grab that. That seems good for now. We do want to work on our capital a little bit. Specifically, I want to build a storm summoning theater here, but we don't have the people to work in it anyway, so it's not a huge priority at this exact moment. We can grab our next tradition, and that's going to be definitely the survey speed increase. Okay, so that looks good. The penitent ones, huh?
Situation log updated.
Okay, noted. That's in our capital. Centuries ago, a group of radical priests and their devoted followers on Radar Station Alpha broke away from the established religions to form their own church. These extremists called themselves the Penitent Ones and have been responsible for many atrocities and acts of terror over the years. Although they've kept a low profile in modern times, we recently learned that many of their agents have infiltrated our military. These renegades have secretly been diverting resources to the construction of a small fleet of starships at a hidden facility on Radar Station Alpha. When their treachery was revealed, the cultists blasted into orbit on their ships and fled to Glowing K.
Situation log updated.
So we've got an event chain going on here. They are here. They're going to die just to the station, to be honest. Where's our fleet at? Our fleet is at the station. Okay. So this is not actually an issue for us. Seems fine. Are we going to lose any corvettes? I don't know. We'll see. Our valiant space forces have skillfully disabled a ship in the cultist armada. It's mostly intact, and we're picking up faint life signs from inside its hull. Once we've eliminated all threats in the immediate vicinity, we should conduct a boarding operation to secure any survivors. They may be able to tell us more about the ultimate motives of the Penitent Ones. Okay, so we can board the cultist ship, but we need to eliminate this force quickly first. And this we're going to skip for now. 150 days is pretty long. We're just going to head on down here. And we did end up winning that without losing any ships. That's perfect. We're going to build a starbase in Spica. Okay, so there's this hijacked fleet over here. We're going to enter orbit up this way, and we need a science ship to board that. Interesting. Well, we'll go research that. That'll be fine. So Spica will be under our control shortly, but it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to deal with these Penitent Ones, and we'll see what that ends up looking like. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.